if you've been on another planet since Friday, you may not be aware that the U.S. House of Representatives has passed an assault weapons ban, which is, it's not an assault weapons ban. It is a semi-automatic rifle ban. They're not assault weapons. They are the premier defense weapon for everyone in the United States. And now it goes to the Senate. Chuck Schumer, of course, will be pushing this bill in the Senate. And if you say to yourself, well, the Republicans won't let it pass in the Senate. Yeah, that's what you said about the red flag gun confiscation law, wasn't it? And 15 Republicans joined the Democrats and passed the tyrannical red flag gun confiscation law nationwide. And now every state in the union is being bribed with millions of dollars from the federal government to enact red flag gun confiscation laws in their state. And if you're not on top of that in your state, you better get busy on that one as well. 19 states have already passed red flag gun confiscation laws. And so now with the sugar stick of millions of dollars out there, there'll be a lot of Republican governors and state legislators that will grab the money and will pass the gun confiscation bill, which could apply to any person in this country who has done absolutely nothing wrong, innocent of any crime, never committed a crime, never talked about committing a crime, never threatened to commit a crime, totally innocent. You can have your guns confiscated just because somebody who doesn't like you accuses you of being mentally unstable or whatever they want to accuse you of. That's all it takes. And just like that, presto changeo, the cops come to your house by force with a gun, and they'll kill you if you resist, and they will take every gun you own. Okay, that's the red flag gun confiscation law that the Republicans helped pass. Now, it's the assault weapons ban. Now, a similar ban to this passed under President Clinton in 1994. But it had a 10-year sunset provision. So in 2004, the law expired. They've been trying to get that law back on the books ever since. Now they're doing it. The success of the red flag gun confiscation bill has encouraged them to go for the big prize. See, that's what's happened. You give the devil an inch, and he'll kick down the door and get into the house. And that's what the Republicans did when they helped with the gun confiscation. They opened the door. And so now the liberal commie gun grabbers are coming in the house, all right? And they're going after your semi-automatic firearms. Every semi-automatic rifle and, of course, the magazine of over 10 rounds are banned. And unlike in 1994, there's no sunset provision. So if this passes the Senate, Biden will sign it, and just like that, your semi-automatic rifles, including your AR-15s and your Mini-14s and any other semi-automatic rifle that you own, will be illegal. And it will be forever. Are you hearing me? Forever. There is no sunset provision. It will never go away. And you can fantasize all you want about how when the Republicans take over, they would undo the assault weapons ban. I ask you to please tell me, when has a Republican Congress ever undone what a liberal Democrat Congress did before the Republicans took over? When has that ever happened? They talk about it to get elected. And then after they get elected, they forget it. They never undo anything. that the Democrats do. This is forever. If you want to have an AR-15, if you want to have a semi-automatic rifle, if you want to be able to pass down your AR-15 to your son or your grandson or your daughter or your granddaughter, or after you die to your wife, that will not be possible under this law. That gun would be confiscated. It will not be allowed to be transferred to any other human being, not even your own immediate family. This is the most serious assault against our right to keep and bear arms that has ever taken place in the history of the United States. And it's in the hands of the Senate. The Senate is equally divided 50-50. A tie vote would be broken by Vice President Kamala Harris, and you know what that means. Okay, now in the Senate, they have to overcome a supermajority in order to advance this bill, which means they got to have 60 votes, which means they got to have 10 Republicans to cross over and no Democrats retreat from the bill. Okay, which is, it is in one way a tall order. But in another way, looking at how so many of these Republicans in the Senate, neocon, big government liberals that wear the title Republican have betrayed what they say are Republican values over and over and over again and join with Democrats. This happens all the time. If our senators do not hear from their constituents across the various states in mass, by the tens and hundreds of thousands, and I mean tomorrow, not next week, not the week after, I mean tomorrow, Monday. If they do not hear from tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of their constituents across the states that they represent, there is no telling what will happen. And I repeat, if this assault weapon ban passes the Senate and is signed into law by Joe Biden, it will be forever. Here at Liberty Fellowship, we passed out the name of our senator that we know is extremely vulnerable to supporting this bill. All of you across the state of Montana that are watching, you need to contact Senator Tester's office tomorrow. You need to contact all your friends and tell them to do the same thing. John Tester says he's pro-Second Amendment, but he voted for the red flag gun confiscation bill. He's voted for a lot of gun control bills. We need to let Senator Tester know in no uncertain terms, if he votes for this assault weapons bill, such a poor name, he will never receive our vote, ever, ever, ever. He'll never be elected. We'll make it our life's mission in life to be sure he's never reelected to the Senate, okay? And that's what you got to do to your senators where you live.